Join me as I dive deep into the escalating tensions between the US and the Philippines and see if I can make sense of what could lead to a potential war with China on high alert. The situation in the Asia-Pacific region is heating up, with the US and the Philippines ramping up their military cooperation in a move that's got China on high alert. The stakes are high, with the potential for conflict in the region threatening to disrupt global trade and security. China, the US, and the Philippines are all key players in this delicate dance, and their actions are being closely watched by the international community. The question on everyone's mind is, what's driving this escalation, and where could it lead?
Nearly a quarter of the world's maritime trade goes through the South China Sea for the annual joint U.S.-Philippines military exercises known as Balikatan.
It started as a dispute about islands.
A military conflict in the region would have far-reaching consequences, including risks to global trade and security. The Asia-Pacific region is a critical hub for international trade, with many of the world's busiest shipping lanes passing through the South China Sea. A conflict would not only disrupt trade, but also threaten the stability of the entire region. Furthermore, the region is also home to several key U.S. military bases, which could be drawn into the conflict. The U.S. has a long-standing alliance with the Philippines, and any attack on the country would trigger a U.S. response. On April 21st, the U.S. and the Philippines launched their largest joint military exercise, Balikatan, meaning shoulder to shoulder, with over 14,000 troops training near the South China Sea and Taiwan. Dubbed the region's Super Bowl of drills, it serves as a strategic rehearsal amid rising tensions with China, which claims vast areas disputed by Manila. Allies, Australia and Japan, are also expected to join this powerful show of regional solidarity and defense readiness. This year's Balikatan drills mark a major shift in strategy, with the U.S., under Donald Trump's leadership, reaffirming its military commitment to the Philippines. Manila anticipates a steady $500 million in annual U.S. defense support through 2029. Brigadier General Michael Logico emphasized that the exercises are no longer mere simulations, but full-fledged rehearsals for real combat. We're implementing a comprehensive plan refined through previous drills, he stated. In a bold display of force, the U.S. is deploying 9,000 troops and showcasing advanced weaponry, including the Nemesis anti-ship missile system and HIMARS launchers. Described as a full battle test, the drills blend real-world regional threats with virtual and live training. It's a unified effort to demonstrate readiness across land, sea, air, and cyber domains, testing every facet of joint operational strength. A Chinese military expert told Global Times that the Philippines is using foreign support to push its South China Sea claims, risking serious consequences. China's foreign ministry accused Manila of harming regional stability through joint military drills, weapon deployments, and aligning with non-regional powers. Actions that, it says, threaten economic growth and have drawn strong regional backlash. And just when the temperature in the South China Sea couldn't rise any higher, boom, Beijing shakes the chessboard. In a jaw-dropping revelation, China confirmed the successful detonation of a non-nuclear hydrogen bomb, not a weapon of mass destruction by definition, but a display of scientific dominance that borders on military provocation. This fusion-based device, while lacking a nuclear trigger, showcases China's advanced capability to harness immense explosive energy. Clean, compact, and chillingly efficient. The test sends a deafening message. China doesn't need to launch a nuke to flex its strategic muscle. This is no longer a battle over reefs or maritime boundaries. It's a contest of nerves and narratives. The timing? Meticulously calculated. As U.S. troops conduct live-fire drills with the Philippines, and as HIMARS and Nemesis missile systems rattle nearby islands, Beijing's fusion bomb test echoes like a thunderclap across the Indo-Pacific. It's a psychological strike meant to unnerve, a reminder that China can shift the rules of engagement without a single bullet fired. In a world already destabilized by war in Europe and chaos in West Asia, this act redraws the fault lines. The South China Sea is no longer just a hotspot. It's It's a geopolitical powder keg, one spark away from global repercussions. A pivotal moment in this standoff could come if there's a significant diplomatic breakthrough or a military standoff that shifts the balance of power. One possible flashpoint is the disputed Scarborough Shoal, which has been a source of tension between China and the Philippines. A showdown over this strategic location could have far-reaching consequences for the region. Another key moment could come if the US and China engage in high-level diplomatic talks, which could either ease tensions or further inflame them. As these regional flashpoints converge, one thing becomes clear. The Indo-Pacific is now the epicenter of a much broader global contest, one not just of weapons and alliances, but of influence, ideology, and endurance. The United States is signaling its willingness to stand firm alongside its allies. The Philippines is making it clear it won't back down in defending its sovereignty. And China? It's doubling down on its ambitions, confident in its growing military and economic power. But what happens next could depend less on who has the most firepower and more on who has the most restraint or the best strategy to outmaneuver the other without sparking a war. So, are we witnessing the beginning of a new Cold War in Asia, or just another cycle of strategic brinkmanship? Will diplomacy prevail, or will a miscalculation turn drills and deterrence into open conflict? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the world is watching. The stakes are enormous, and every move made in the South China Sea could echo across the planet. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most dangerous flashpoints.